moment, our counselors are busy helping other callers. After the beep, please leave a detailed message about how street art is affecting your life. You are not alone. There is help.
Hi, my name is Mike, and I think, I have an addiction with street art.
I'm a tourist, and I'm totally addicted. And I take photos and put them on Instagram. I feel out of control.
And I've been addicted to street art for about, I'd say 3 years now.
I'm Bytegirl. I am a New York City street photographer. I'm also a New York City tour guide. I specialize in street art and graffiti tours. I love the Lower East Side, so I love doing tours in the Lower East Side. I follow most of the artists. Most of the pieces that I show to people, I photograph the artists while they're putting them up, so I can tell them what the pieces mean and why they're here. And I also love the history of the city and the fact that New York's history is written on its walls. I've been shooting street art photography now for about 10 years. I mean, I've always had a camera. My mom got me my first camera when I was 4 years old. So I don't remember a time when I haven't had a camera in my entire life. Well, we're in the Lower East Side now, which is by many considered the birthplace of modern street art because some of the very first street art murals were painted here on the Lower East Side. Most notable would be the Bowery Wall, which was first done by Keith Haring in 1982. It was an empty lot. He cleared it off and he painted a mural that wasn't graffiti and it wasn't community art either. So all of a sudden here's this new art form that just bursts onto the streets because these are artists that may have played in graffiti, but they're not necessarily graffiti artists, and they're putting up on the streets around here. Because the basic definition for graffiti, in my terms, and what I usually tell people, is that it's about identity and place. It's about who you are and where you come from. So all graffiti is street art, but not all street art is graffiti. Basquiat's another one that worked in this area, and there's a great story about Basquiat that just blows my mind. So Basquiat is painting on all the streets around here, tagging up, doing his stuff, and a gallery owner tells him she wants to give him a show. So he goes to her and he says, you know what, that's fine, but I don't have money to pay for canvas. So she buys him canvases. Well, I don't have anywhere to do this. I don't have a studio. So she turns her basement of her gallery over in Soho into a studio. Before his show opened, he'd already sold out. In one day, this kid who had nothing sold $200,000 worth of art, and the world was forever changed. In the street art culture, ultimately, getting up on New York City is probably one of the top 10 bucket lists for every street artist in the world. If you're a creative person, all that stuff inside you has to come out. And with street artists, they're wanting to share their message, whatever they're doing, they want the most people to see it as possible. That's one of the great things about street art, is the fact that it is for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, everybody gets to see it. So it's very much an addiction.